was 12 years old, and my best friend was raped, mutilated, murdered by her stepfather, and I didn't know how to deal with it. So there had been many deaths in my family already. So I choose to medicate instead of deal with it because I didn't know how to deal with it. My dad used alcohol. So to me, that's, was a drug, but back then I didn't know it was a drug. I just thought it was, easy, accessible way to medicate my feelings. So my parents had a business, so I would steal money from my parents' business to support my habit, And my parents, they didn't really know because my dad's gambling took a lot of money out of the till too. So it's like I was working for my dad to help him cover his habit. Was right along I was covering my own habit as well. I went to beauty school and got into PCP and really hard drugs when I got into the fashion business and got up into it more drugs, more alcohol, more meth. I had a lot of bad relationships. I was beaten, I was, and I thought it was okay because I saw it happen with my parents. The more I went in my age, the harder it got. My dad getting sick and ill and dying, and I came back from LA because I had run away. I had gotten into living with a woman and living in sin. I didn't want that kind of life. I miss seeing my dad on his deathbed. It's very hard for me. If I hadn't gone through Lifeline and them teach me how to deal with those losses, I don't think I would have made it. I think I would have killed myself. My daughter turned blue in front of me and was dying. And we were at the doctor's office, and I didn't know at the time because I was all into my daughter turning blue and them trying to resuscitate her, that I didn't realize that my mom was talking to the nurse, and the nurse was asking her, "Are you finished? Are you done? Are you ready to do the right thing for your family? Are you ready to turn in your daughter?" And I realized what was going on because I was so high. I didn't see what was going on. And my mom turned me into CPS. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. I mean, I had to feel total loss. I was at my rock bottom. And I fell into my mom's arms. I felt the compassion that my mom felt and all the hurt and loss that I never felt in her arms before. And I knew I was done. I couldn't live this way anymore. And I certainly wasn't doing anything better for my daughter. I couldn't change the fact that I gave her fetal alcohol syndrome, but I could definitely make things better for her in the future. And if I kept continuing to live in the hell that I was living, I wasn't going to be able to do that for her. What kind of a parent would I be if I didn't do that for her? She deserved more than that. I got into trouble in California. I ended up doing some time and got into drug court. And the day I graduated from drug court, I was back where I started from, because I didn't want it. I didn't need it. I hadn't hit my bottom. I hadn't seen the light yet. God hadn't really hit home to me yet. I had to find my center. That's what they teach you here on Lifeline, is to find your center. And once you find your center and you get your base, just standing on your feet, everything else comes into play. Man, there's a lot of resources out there. You just got to go and grease that wheel. That's what I learned here. Just go and grease that wheel. Because you can get what you want back and then some. They learned to help me deal with loss. Because it was huge. It was a hard thing for me to deal with because I had so much loss in my life. And once I learned how to deal with it and how to work through it, there was so many different packets that you could do to work through this, to work through that, that taught you step by step. And I grabbed every packet I could in Lifeline because I wanted it. I learned to deal with other people's feelings and emotions about me because I'm a good person. And whether or not they want to be around me or be a part of my recovery, I had to learn to be a different person. And it was a hard thing for me at first. I don't have to wear a mask today. I don't have to fake it to make it. there's people and resources and people that I've met in the community that are a part of my recovery and will always be. And I'm very grateful for all of them. The first family that I ever knew in recovery, I met right here at Lifeline. I have all my kids back. I got married 6 months into my recovery because I had kids from him and I wanted to do right with God. And I knew once that I got my center and did right with him, everything else was going to fall into play. You know, and I worked 7 years at a great place. And through there, I met people in my community and other people at Lifeline. Now I work at Lifeline. I've been here 8 months already. And it's an amazing feeling to be able to give back to the people that gave to me, you know? It's a good feeling. It really is. It makes me feel good that I can impact on people like that. Because before, I wasn't good for myself, and now I'm good for others. You know, and that's huge.